Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ansh Tiwari and you're watching Little Bull. Today I'm going to be continuing the series Types of Market Days. So actually I haven't been posting for a while since a while because the reason was actually YouTube deleted my channel due to some age issues. So now it's made again. Now I think and some of you may have noticed that if you have subscribed your subscription from this channel was gone. So now I have recovered my channel. So let me start the video. So share screen, share. So today I'm going to tell you about the expanded typical day. So yeah, now here. Today I'm going to be telling you about the expanded typical day. So let me just tell you a little introduction about the expanded typical day. So what is an expanded typical day? As you can read here, it's a day which is like a normal typical day, just two big movements towards the upper and lower side, creating like a range for the stock. Next, yeah. So the expanded typical day, it creates a normal typical day, creates a range for the stock in which the stock trades for most of the day. But if you look at normal, if you look at an expanded typical day, first the markets will go like this, for example, and then go inside the range somewhere normally. So we can make a line here. You can do this. Then this will be the initial balance. I'm just going to write it as the IB, which stands for initial balance. So here the yeah. So in the after this range, so take this line. Suppose this line is, you can say, 3 p.m. You can say that this is 3 p.m. So if we take an example for a type of this known as the expanded floor typical day, then the markets will cross this, not always 3 p.m. It can be any time. So it can be any time, but just for example, we are going to take this as 3 p.m. and then the markets drastically fall away from this I initial balance, continuously falling and then close at below this initial balance. So this, you can say that this is like a merge, like a combination of the expanded typical day and a double distribution day, because this has a moderate initial balance. So it breaks, but it takes a long time to break the initial balance. Now let us look at the two types of, let me erase all of this. Now let us look at the two types of expanded typical days. Now we have two types of the expanded typical days. The first type is an expanded floor typical day, about which I just told you. So an expanded floor typical day here, as you can see, we can take that the markets opened around here. They went up and down, and then we'll take that the initial balance is, sorry, let me. So first, let us draw an initial balance here. Take a pen. Imagine that this is an initial balance that has been created for the market. Okay, so now imagine that the markets opened here. They went up, they went down. Now the initial balance is formed, these two red lines. Now after that, the market just went around. And according to the definition, a typical day with the moderate initial balance A typical day with a moderate initial balance, and then it expands its floors and expands its floor means like we'll take a floor sorry we'll take this as the floor. The bottom line of the initial balance could be taken as a floor here. When the markets come down, like this is the markets, and then they suddenly break this and then close here, then this is not called a consolidation. The markets just went down and then closed at this line. So the markets went like, sorry, let me take a pen. So the markets went upwards, downwards, creating an initial balance. They worked around here for some time, and then they just broke the bottom floor. So what can we take as the floor here is the bottom line of the initial balance. So if we read this, a typical day with a moderate initial balance, and expands its floor. And by floor here, we mean the bottom initial line, as I just said. And expands its floors here means give breakdown towards the lower side. Next is called an expanded typical day. So the markets went around here, not actually working on the top and the bottom, and then gave a breakout and just closed at this line. So this is what's called an expanded floor typical day. Now next here, the next slide, I will tell you about an expanded ceiling typical day. Sorry, I have to clean this mess from here. Okay, now next slide. Now I'm going to be telling you about an expanded ceiling typical day. So an expanded ceiling typical day is just a typical day with a moderate initial balance, and it expands its ceiling. So expanded ceiling typical day, sorry. So it expands its ceilings. What does this expanded ceiling mean? It means that it gives a breakout to the upper side. That is what's called an expanded ceiling typical day. So let me go here again and create another straight line. Let me first create the initial balance. And for example, that the markets opened around at this point. They went up, or you can say that, let me erase this. So imagine the markets opened at the middle. They can open at any point. They will take the middle because it's neither bearish nor bullish. So they went down first and then they went up. It could be that they went upwards first and then went down. And then the markets were just around this area until the market was getting closer to the actual closing point. Then the market, sorry. So let me go here. So the markets opened here. They went up or down, or they could have gone down or up. And then they were just around this area, hanging out anywhere. And then when they got close to the closing of the markets, they gave a breakout to the upper line of the initial balance, the exact opposite of the expanded floor typical day. So they give a breakout to the upper line of the initial balance, referring to this line of the initial balance. And as this is a moderate initial balance, it took some time to actually break it. So it could have been that the markets were around here trying to break it, and then at the end they actually did break it. So that is the thing about expanded typical days going upwards. So that is about the markets. Fourth episode, I suppose. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching, and bye.